The following Best of Central Florida program is sponsored in part by these fine sponsors.
Welcome to the Best of Central Florida. So happy to have you with us today. Joined as always by my beautiful co-host, the road warrior, Makaila Nichols. Hello, Makaila. How are you?
Great.
You're going on the road again. It's hot out, by the way. It's summertime. What do you do in the summer? I've got some great ideas for you, and I'm sending you on the road again. You're kind of the star of the show today.
I'm sending myself.
You're kind of the star of the show every day, let's be honest.
I mean,
I'm starting to feel a little bad. I got kicked off the stage earlier.
Sorry.
You did a great job today. I cannot wait to show you the things to do in Florida in the summer as Best of Central Florida continues.
The Best of Central Florida, Makaila's Choice, is sponsored in part by these fine sponsors.
It's summer, which means it is time for an adventure. So Makaila's Choice is my dear friend Matt over here, founder of Pristine Pools. We're actually at one of the pools that he created. Matt, this is pretty cool.
Yes.
So tell me, looking behind us, it's so impressive. Tell us a little bit about what you've done here.
So basically, I met with the customers and they were trying to figure out, they knew right off the bat that I do only glass tile and I only do SGM finish. So I only work with certain products that are, I believe, the most highest in quality. They looked for a recommendation from me. I recommended this finish and I recommended the tile. They were a little hesitant as to how it would look with the pavers, but all in all, it came out absolutely beautiful.
You definitely have an eye for design and everything that you do. I mean, and you do 95% of the work yourself.
Yes.
That's a lot. That's a big percentage. Why is that?
That is because when I started my company, I realized there were a lot of mistakes when I wasn't involved. And being involved, I just cut all that out. I have a lot more personal time with the customer. They enjoy that. Everybody just feels great. I feel great at the end of it. They feel great. Everything looks beautiful.
And they trust you, which is
Yes.
huge. And it doesn't hurt that you play some awesome music while you're working.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your music.
So I do electronic music, and it's a little different than what you hear on the radio, but the customers love it. I'm in my local area, I'm becoming known, and everybody loves it, and I'm just jamming out and dancing and working, and it's almost like a party.
It is like a party, and I mean, you're creating these awesome pools, you're creating these relationships with your customers to last for lifetimes. Literally, we're at someone's house of a pool you've done. I mean, it really goes to show why you have a 5-star review on Google.
Yes, I'm very thankful for my customers. I'm thankful for their trust. I'm thankful for their business. I'm just very thankful for everything.
Well, you're doing an excellent, excellent job. What do you say that we take a little minute and then we go and see one of the other construction sites that you're working on?
Absolutely.
Awesome. So as the adventure continues, we are at a kind of like a construction site vibes. I mean, Matt, you're doing a remodel here. So this is like, the ugly to the pretty, right?
Yes, it's the ugly to the pretty. So basically, the tile that's on this pool, you won't see it anymore. The finish that's on here will be totally different. All these pavers are going to be pulled up. It's going to be a light gray theme with some glass tile. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. Glass tile on all the steps. It's going to be amazing. Complete difference.
Yeah, and I think it's really cool to show like the finished pool and then kind of like the beginning piece. This is what you kind of have to see in order to get to the pretty, which is what you do.
It's what you have to see. Yeah, it's the middle part, but it all turns around.
Awesome. Well, what do you say we go and see one more pool?
Absolutely.
So the adventure continues. We are here at our last pool, a little bit different kind of tiles being incorporated. How does it work when I want to pick out my tiles? Because let's be honest, I'm very indecisive, so I probably need you to hold my hand.
I show up with some tile samples, and the customer looks at all of them and tries to make a choice. This specific tile here wasn't actually on any of the boards, so she has a beautiful gray theme throughout everything, this whole house, and so she was requesting something like that. I got with Artistry and Mosaic, this is a tile company that I work with, and they sent out some samples. She loved it. She chose it. Here we are, and it looks absolutely amazing.
It does look
Beautiful.
absolutely amazing. When you're not creating these, amazing pools, you do a lot for the community. What exactly are you up to?
So I sit on the Chamber of Commerce for the City of Melbourne. I give my music away to all the local businesses for free for advertising. I'm currently doing music for the SPCA for Brevard County for their animals to get adopted.
Absolutely incredible. And one of the things that I've seen a lot today is just like the rave reviews, like in person. It's one thing to read a review online, but seeing the people here and just raving about it, they're so excited to have you here. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel good. For what I do with my customers, it's more about the time I spend with them and the details that I give them. Not so much about money, but about just giving them a quality work and having a personal connection, one pool at a time. I think I've said that before.
Yeah, one pool at a time. I mean, I think that's huge because some contractors, I'm sure, can be doing a zillion things, but not you. You really spend time with the customer, you work with them personally, and really just kind of create that relationship.
Yes.
So I think you should probably maybe go for a swim, but while you get changed, maybe we check out some of your music that's really making a difference in the community.
Sounds good.
So Matt, I feel really awful that you spend so much time in a pool without water, and it is so hot, so I thought I could do something for you.
Okay.
I feel absolutely so much better now for Matt. Again, Pristine Pools, absolute best in the biz. If you need a new pool, do yourself a favor and check them out. We'll be right back with People's Choice after this short break.
The Best of Central Florida is sponsored in part by these fine sponsors.
This is normally my portion of the program today, but since she's out on the road, obviously she's just the most famous one here. By special request, turn it over to you.
Oh, wow. No pressure. All right. So does that mean I get to do your intro?
They requested you.
Oh
So
my
yes,
God.
you
I know.
do my intro.
So you have spoken. The people, Justin has not spoken.
I didn't say anything, hardly.
People's Choice for Best Outdoor Business are our friends over at Central Florida Skylights, joined by Scotty and Torin, the best men in the business.
And by the way, you're still family to me.
Yeah,
We
I
love you
mean-
guys to death.
And your family to us
yeah.
too.
Except, not about you all the time. Isn't that
Okay, I'll
crazy?
shut up now.
Anyway, this is about them anyway. So, you guys are just really making a difference here in the Central Florida community. You've been on a couple times with us. You've literally become like family. I can't wait to get my very own skylight, but maybe someone's watching, they're like, what is that? How do you explain what a skylight is to them?
Well, our tubular skylight is a Skyflex brand. We're the only ones that have it. It's a square unit with impact glass, 4 layers with wood inside.
Wow.
Keeps the heat from coming through, but lets the nice light come through.
And no rain.
And no
That's
water
helpful.
leaks. Yeah. And we have it in a size 22 like this 14.
Absolutely
We have the
incredible.
largest.
I think maybe there might be like a misconception. If there's like a skylight, you might get hot, but not with yours.
No.
There's again, with the 4 layers of glass, there's a lot of layers involved. There's an ELO tinting. We also have a double insulated ceiling ring, which helps really get rid of all the heat, so there's no fading of floors, furniture, countertops, anything of that kind of nature.
So when do I call you? Is it like when I'm like looking up at my ceiling, I'm like, man, I can't take this anymore? Is it too late at that point? Or it's like when I'm building a house, when's the best time?
We come in at any point in time. Whenever you feel is the right time that you're just tired of living in the dark and you just need some natural light, that is the best time to call us.
Yeah, and natural light is so much better than having a bunch of random fluorescent whatever's in your house, right?
That's
I
right.
who-
You don't have to
who
turn
wants
the lights on during the day.
Yeah, and
Right.
especially in Florida. You moved to Florida to enjoy the sun, so you might as well, I don't know, be able to enjoy the natural light.
Yeah.
But tell me, I mean, so when this process occurs, are we starting like right with this, or how does this all come together?
Yeah, so what we do is we do the locate in the attic, and then we'll cut the hole in the roof, and then we'll install this around under the shingles, and then we'll attach this mirror, which is different than anyone else, around this so the light can come through, and then this is our tubing that we attach, and then it comes to this. And then we cut the hole in the ceiling, we put this in there, comes up flush to the ceiling.
It looks like the house was made with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when it's finished, you see our before and after pictures, like it was there this whole time.
That's awesome. I'm sure people are so appreciative.
They are, and you know, when we leave, it doesn't look like we were there, because we clean up really good, just like it's our own house, and we don't leave a mess. We treat them just like their family.
Are you
Can I
gonna
ask one
clean it
question?
better than when I? Okay, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I feel like I interrupted.
No, you're fine.
What are the rooms that people want the skylights the most?
A lot of kitchens. And when you're in your
Kitchens.
kitchen,
I
you're
like
doing a
them.
lot of cooking. You know, if you're having to turn on that light constantly and then turn it off when you're done. I mean, having a tubular skylight in the central part of that kitchen will make a huge difference and make people kind of want to be in that space a lot more. So I'd
Change
say
your
kitchen's
mood a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about the bathroom?
Oh, yeah.
You know, definitely bathrooms are a great place too, you know, because especially if it's a bathroom that's connected to a hallway and that you leave that door open, you let that light in. I mean,
the
it
light
floods
shines
up
right
into
in.
that area.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes that side of the house much brighter.
Yeah, my Nana had a skylight in her bathroom.
Yeah.
And
But-
Makaila spends a lot of time in her bath. No. I'm talking
right.
about the straighteners and this and that,
Yeah.
all the hair
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, thank
You
you.
spend like half the day in the bathroom, don't you?
I appreciate that.
It's just there's a lot of things you have to
And
do with
so
that
I need a
here.
skylight in my
Yes.
bathroom, is what you're saying.
Oh, yeah.
I need their skylight. Yeah, that makes sense.
100%.
So, I mean, as far as like design, how does that process work? Is it like, hey, Makaila, you're going to get this design, or how's that work?
Yeah, you're going to get the Skyflex brand that's square on the roof, low profile, 2 inches. You're going to get the mirror that's going to be attached with our Mylar tube. It's very, very reflective. This is all insulated, 2 layers, 4 layers here, no heat, just nice light.
And going back into the difference of it, we have 2 different sizes: the 14 and the 22.
Yeah.
14s are really good for that bathroom, and 22s I would say are really good for kitchens.
Kitchens.
Anything that's kind of larger. Yeah.
And living rooms.
Is one more popular than the other?
It just is. It's a
Depends
personal
on the person.
preference. Yeah,
Yeah,
it just depends on what kind of dark rooms that you have that you're wanting to target, and that's kind of my job, is going in and determining. This is the space you have. I think a 14 would work better here, or I think a 22 would work better here.
Do you ever walk into someone's home? Because I'd be the person that's like, okay, this is my house. I have no idea like what to do with it. Or you're like, here, you should put it here. Like, how does that like work?
Yeah, I like to kind of talk it through them and give them the visuals and the ideas and understanding of what we're looking at, and kind of go through that kind of process. And it's really interesting. And I try to throw out ideas. Like, that space over there is kind of dark too. Not to make more money for myself, but this would be a great place to have it too.
And in here.
Right.
No, and I think that's awesome. I think you guys walking, I mean, just your whole family is awesome. And you really care about what you do. And that's one of the reasons like why we love you guys. You do care. You go above and beyond. I mean, you give back to the community. Your customers kind of become your family, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And people trust us too. They
Oh, yeah.
appreciate the fact that
100%.
this is our specialty. This is something that we can take the extra time for, because you could hire somebody else to do this type of thing, but we are the ones who know exactly how it needs to be installed. We give the extra treatment and love and care that it needs to have to make sure that it runs efficiently, and as well as doesn't give you any problems later
Yeah,
on the road.
especially if you're going to come in my house and spend time there. I want to be able to trust you and
Right.
trust the quality.
For sure. And our reviews speak for themselves. It tells everything about us. And people love talking to my wife on the phone, setting up the appointment for touring or for us to come install. And we get nothing but great reviews when we're finishing up.
Not shocked. Well, we loved having you guys back on the show. If you want to brighten up your dark room, do yourself a favor and call Central Florida Skylights.
The best of Central Florida, Justin's Choice, is sponsored in part by these fine sponsors.
And finally, this time for my favorite portion of the program, this time for Justin's Choice. I know you did a lot of the heavy lifting today,
I always
but
do.
I still have a say in this program, okay?
Sometimes.
You did the driving, I get it, but it's Justin's Choice. And we are right here in the middle of summer. You know it's summer because it's so friggin' hot out there. But when I look at this time of the summer, I also think, we're 2 quarters in, we're halfway through the year. And when you're talking about your financials, now is the time to look at tax strategies for making sure you don't have tax problems at the end of the year or next April 15th. As you know, our go-to guy when it comes to financial advice, tax strategies, our good buddy John Ledford is here, Fortress Wealth Group. John, how are you?
I'm great, thanks.
Sometimes, a lot of times, I see business owners and self-employed people or people who have money sitting around wait till December 15th, December 29th to really start thinking about strategizing to save money on their taxes. It's too late.
It's too late. Many times, most of the time, it's too late. You know, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. You know, Monday's going to happen every Monday, you know, but sometimes as owners and busy professionals, and we have busy family lives and all that stuff, sometimes we let inertia take over and get in the way of really sound planning. We have an opportunity at mid-year, as you said, to kind of put a stake in the ground and say, hey, let's assess what's happened this year. We know if we've sold large assets. We know if our income is expanding beyond what it was last year. Those should create triggers in our heads that, hey, maybe I need to have a conversation with a CPA or tax advisor to say, my situation this year is going to be a little different. Now that we have 6 more months until year end, strategically, what can we do to minimize and really make some use of the time that we have?
Yeah, we were standing right here actually on the set when I first met you, and it was blown away by your overall strategy when it comes to building wealth. And part of building wealth is saving money on taxes.
Yeah.
How does it make you different when you really think of overall investment strategies?
Yeah, so it plays into every conversation that we have with our clients. It plays into even from the approach. Normally when someone meets myself or someone on our team for the first time, in that first conversation, we're finding ways to save them money. So if someone needs to save X for retirement, the typical advisor says, let's figure out what that is, and let me come to you and convince you that you need to reduce your lifestyle and your spending so that you can invest for the future. We kind of approach it from the opposite end. We assume that you're overpaying your taxes because most taxpayers are. So we find that hidden money, that hidden opportunity. We come to you and say, hey, we found an opportunity for you to save, and we want to redeploy that into your overall wealth building project. That's the first way that we differentiate ourselves. The second way is we monitor that year over year, so we're able to say, listen, when you look at your portfolio as a total, you had X rate of a return. But on top of that, the amount of money we saved you in taxes that you were also able to add to it creates, in some cases, an incremental addition, in some cases, a monumental addition, just depending on how large the assets are.
You see, saving money helps you grow your money at the same time. And you start compounding this, what you're going to notice is 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road, your wealth has substantially increased. And this is very important. We work so hard for this life savings. What you do with it is all too important. Yeah. There's a QR code on the screen right now. Derek Moser will have it there. Just take your phone, scan the QR code, and literally your message goes directly to John, and he will have you in. This is a free consultation, and really learn everything about your financial health and your financial life to take you to where you need to be. John, a lot of people moving here, you invite them in, right?
Absolutely.
I'm so glad that I came in, and so many people we've sent to you are always so happy. And in a field that you got to be careful, you know? Yeah. Fortress Wealth is doing a fantastic job. Do yourself a favor, call them right now or scan the QR code on the screen, Fortress Wealth Group. And finally today, when I think summer, I think outdoors. When I think summer in Florida, something you might not think about, Ocala. Ocala is stunningly beautiful. The horse farms, the rivers, like there's so much going on up in Ocala, and really not far from us, you know, from our house at all. But a lot of people are now even thinking about moving to Ocala. The real estate market there is still lower than it is in central Florida. And a lot of people investing in real estate up there as well. Very happy to be joined again by our great friend Alicia Lopez, Ocala Realty World. You're the one that made me fall in love with Ocala at the end of the day. And you did too, that we drove up separately that day. And as soon as we got there, we were both like, I love it up here.
Yeah, I took it like a totally separate way, and there was like wildflowers. I was like, oh my God. I like tried to pull over and take a picture. Yeah, whatever.
At least I'm talking about horses. You're talking about wildflowers.
It's just so beautiful.
Oh, okay.
I was like taking it all in.
What is this summer like in Ocala?
Summer in Ocala, it is beautiful.
Yeah.
But everyone's out at the springs. Actually, zip lining is one that I wanted to tell you guys about.
Sign
that
me
one
up.
is, you have to go because it's so awesome. Yes. But just lots of outdoor stuff, lots of springs and water and horses and relaxing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just quiet.
So
Yeah.
much to do. And since I've gotten to know you, I have noticed a real migration of people from Florida, whether it's South Florida or Central Florida, are moving up to Ocala, to Marion County, to that area, because the market is still lower. Price per square footage. How do the markets compare?
Huge difference. It's a third difference from Central Florida for sure. Sometimes even half, depending on the neighborhood. Yeah.
And a lot of us are really getting priced out of this direct real estate market here. And when you start talking about a third or half price, it makes a huge difference, especially as interest rates have gone up. More bang for your buck up in Ocala. But also a slower lifestyle a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, there's not, here in Central Florida, there's so many main roads, main highways, and traffic is always backed up. We have maybe 2 main roads. And so when we hear about traffic and, oh, there's so much traffic, and I'm thinking, you guys don't know what traffic is. We come from traffic, so it's easy to sit in rush hour traffic for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Not
And
2 hours.
you're living proof of people migrating to Ocala. Started in Miami, then the Orlando area, up to Ocala. Are you seeing a lot of South Floridians heading up to Ocala?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah,
I love it. And last thing about Ocala, we talk about HOAs on this show and the other show quite a bit, and a lot of people don't like their HOAs. The HOA situation is a little bit different up in Ocala and Marion County, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, there's barely any.
That's
Kind of nice.
Yeah.
A necessary evil are HOAs, but if you don't have to have one, why would you want them? Alicia Lopez, keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Hey, look, if you want to see some properties up in Ocala, give her a call, 407. Or you know what? Go to the website. How is that? Go to her website, reach out to her directly. She'll literally show you houses this weekend if you want, right? You happy to?
Of course.
All right, good to
Yes.
see you. See you very soon.
Thank you.
Well, again to you, excellent job. You're kind of like Makaila on the road now,
Yeah.
it seems like to me.
People get
huh?
excited when I show up and they're like, "Where's Justin?" I'm like, "Oh, just me." They're like, "Oh, darn."
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
You did a great job, of course. This was a fun episode, a lot of fun. We do like going out on the road too, but it's always good to be here in the studio with you.
At least I didn't push you in the pool.
That was interesting. Try that with me. You try that with me
I think I
someday. We'll
should.
see how
I
it
think that'd
goes,
be
huh?
fun, yeah.
To all of our wonderful guests today, thank you so much. To our great WKMG-based crew, Brent as well, always doing a great job on the road for us. Most importantly, thank you for joining us every weekend. We'll see you again next Saturday for more Best of Central Florida.
The preceding Best of Central Florida program was sponsored in part by these fine sponsors.